So there's one mistake which stops your business running without you. And after working with countless 6, 7 and 8-figure business owners at selfmastery.co, I've noticed that if you keep making it, you can build systems, hire people, delegate tasks, and still end up stuck with a business that relies entirely on you. So stick with me for 5 minutes, because in this video, I'll not only show you what that mistake you're making is, but I'll also show you how to fix it using the simple system I teach my clients, so your business can not only run without you, but can grow without you. Okay, so what is the mistake? Well, what you want to do here is think of your business like a funnel, okay? You pour water, leads, effort, money, time, etc. in at the top, and the goal is to have the water flow smoothly through the funnel into a bucket below. But if you had a hole in that funnel, less water would reach the bucket, right? And if you had 2 holes, even less water would make it through. So every hole reduces the likelihood of what goes in at the top actually reaching the result you want at the bottom. Less water reaches the bucket. And sadly, most business owners are running their business, making decisions, hiring people, and trying to grow with so many different holes in their funnel. And then they wonder why progress feels slow, why they're not getting the results they want, and why everything still relies entirely on them to keep it running. So let me show you what the holes represent and how it's a mistake that is stopping your business from running without you and getting those results that you want. You see, each hole in the funnel is an assumption, and the more assumptions you rely on, the less likely that outcome will happen. For example, have you ever delegated a task, right? You've delegated something, you assume expectations are clear, you've explained it once, you've maybe sent a loom or dropped a quick message in Slack, and so since you've delegated the task, you go on with your day. Then that task you delegated is completed, but you check it out and it's different. It's not necessarily wrong exactly, it's just not what you had in mind. Now you're tweaking it, you're rewriting parts, you're redoing sections, and before you know it, you've spent an hour fixing something that you thought you had delegated. And so what do you tell yourself? It's faster if I just do it myself. But that's wrong. And the problem wasn't the person you delegated the task to or even the task itself. It was your assumptions, okay? You assumed the person was clear on what you expected, and that one assumption just cost you hours. Now, imagine if you had 10 of those a week. How many hours of your time is being wasted? How many tasks are still relying on you because you assumed your expectations were clear? Or, let's take another example, okay? You launch something, be it a new funnel, a new campaign, a new product, and everything should work. You think the copy's strong, the offer's good, and you've ran the math, so you're expecting a 25% opt-in rate and maybe $25 leads. But when the results come in, the numbers are off. You're getting a 10% opt-in rate, and you can't quite put your finger on why. So you tweak the ad, you re-edit the landing page, and maybe you even hire someone new to fix it for you. But here's the thing, 90% of the time, the issue is not actually the funnel, okay? It is the assumptions you built the funnel with. You assumed that your target avatar wanted the thing that you're selling. You assumed that the tracking was accurate. You assumed that your team followed the SOPs to the letter. You assumed that your copy was good. You assumed that the offer was clear enough. You assumed that the ads would work. But every assumption is a leak. It's a hole in that funnel. And look, here's the crazy thing about assumptions. Let's say you make a good assumption and you have a 90% chance of being right, which, in reality is something you'll never really know, but let's imagine that's true. Well, if you do something, be it run a new campaign, launch a new offer, make a decision, or delegate a task, and you assume one thing, you've got a 90% chance the plan works because the assumption is 90% likely to be true. But if you have 2 assumptions, you've only got an 81% chance it works. And if with 10 assumptions, it drops to about 35% chance it works. So when you stack assumptions, even small ones, your odds of success drop faster than you could fucking imagine, okay? That's why things should work, but don't. Because the water never makes it to the bucket because of all the assumptions creating holes in the funnel. Most business owners don't see it because you can't see assumptions leaking. You just feel the symptoms where your team is confused, your launch is underperforming, and you're being pulled right back in to fix it all. Luckily though, the fix is actually really simple. So let me show you how to fix this mistake so you can run your business how it's meant to run. So every single time you go to make a decision, be it around launching a new sales page, a new offer, a new email campaign, a new ad, or delegating a task, ask yourself one question. What am I assuming to be true? And then list out those assumptions. There might be 1 or 5 or 10. Then solve as many as you can, because you'll obviously not be able to solve every assumption. You can't always know for sure what's going to happen, but you can make outcomes more predictable by limiting assumptions and then solving assumptions. If you assume a team member is clear on what you expect when doing a task, maybe you should make it super clear exactly what you expect in the SOP. If you assume an ad will work, compare it to previous ads that have worked in the past and see if aspects of the ad align with previously successful ads. And if not, maybe you should make it more like the previous ads that worked. If you assume a piece of content will go viral, compare it to other viral ideas and see if it lines up. If not, maybe you should rethink the content. If you assume you're going to make $100,000 next month, but you don't have any data on your traffic, click-through rates, conversion rates, AOV, or any other funnel metric, slow your damn horses, because you're just operating with far too many assumptions to make a reliable forecast or decision. Or if you assume you're going to get 100 leads next week, but you have no marketing system which confirms you can, then maybe, just maybe, you're guessing. Really is that simple, okay? Question what you're assuming to be true, write out your assumptions, then solve them, and watch how much more consistent your business becomes and how much easier it is to run. And look, this gets way easier when you're tracking the data in your business properly. So click this video on screen now and I'll show you exactly how to do that.